Good morning, my Stampin' friends. Hey, everybody, it's Jody Breckville, Stampin' Queen. I am here live in my studio for a fun class that I have going on right now called Dude, Where's My Card? So this is a kind of a take on a masculine class, and I have got in-person sessions and to-go sessions for you. So I want to share that with you a little bit later today. Or not today, this morning, not today. We're not going to be on all day. So, good morning, friends. If you're joining me, come on in, say hello, let me know that you're here. I'm seeing lots of friends come on. Yay! I was totally prepared. I took a shower, I put makeup on, I was ready to go face to face with you guys this morning, and I got sidetracked. And all of a sudden, I looked at my watch and I was like, holy guacamole, it is 9:59. And so I didn't have time to get everything set up and ready. So please forgive me, but do know that I am showered and out of pajamas today. So, round of applause for me. So, if you guys are not showered and out of pajamas, yay for you. And if you are, yay for you. Some days are just like that. And it has been gray and rainy in Pennsylvania for many days. So, how are things in your area? Are you gray and rainy, bright and sunny, cold, warm? We're still waiting for warm. We're kind of mid May and still in sweatshirts because it's just been chilly. So, while you guys are coming on, I'm just going to share real quick about what distracted me. Some of you follow me on social media and know that we have been working on getting our craft retreat short-term rental space called Little Yellow House. We've been working on it for many years, and it finally is coming to fruition. So I was working on the site today with details. So I hope to be able to share with you guys some more information about our Little Yellow House. I'm heading over there after. I'm hosting my first group this weekend. They're coming around 9 on Friday. So we're putting the finishing touches on that to have just a little bit of a weekend getaway. And my guinea pigs are going to go through the weekend with me and let me know how things worked or didn't work, what I need to add, what they would like to have. So I'm really excited about that. But let me tell you guys, this house has been a nightmare. The situations it's gotten itself into is a bit of a nightmare, but we're working through it and we're getting it done. And so I'm really excited to be able to share that space with you guys. So hopefully some of you will grab some friends and maybe come join us in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania for a little weekend getaway at our yellow house. So the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is stay tuned for Friday. My friend Connie and I are getting ready to release our coffee break retreat in a box. So Connie and I gather together. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here because of what I want to show you. Connie and I do events together called Pampered Stamper Creative Escape. We've been doing that for many years. And this time, well, last year we did it to a virtual retreat. We know you guys are crazy busy. Summer, everyone is, weather's nice. Everyone's getting out, getting vacations, working in the yard, all that good stuff. And so we have a special retreat in a box, and we wanted you all to take a coffee break with us. And that's our theme for our retreat. And so I wanted to share with you one of the free bonus tutorials you're going to get when you register. So you're not going to get the supplies. We're going to give you the tutorial and everything that you need to make these, but you'll need to do your supplies, print off the graphic, and get your frame wherever you should choose. So this is the first one. We know that you guys love decor and framed art. And so this is the first one. You're going to get this graphic and you'll be able to print it off, die cut it, and then do some fun decoration. So I think this is going to sit at the coffee station at Little Yellow House. So I have a Keurig and a coffee pot because we know crafters need caffeine. You need to keep going so you can create well into the night or morning or all day, every day. So I thought, wouldn't that be cute? So we'll give you all the instructions and everything you need. The paper is going to come in your kit. You'll just need to do your die cutting or use whatever works for you. And I found this frame at the Hobby Lobby and I thought, isn't that just perfect? I loved it. It was kind of vintagey. So what do you guys think? Is that cute? Coffee gets me started, but Jesus keeps me going. How fun is that? And then, of course, some of you like to do the samplers. And so we do have a sampler tutorial for you as well, with another graphic printable. So all you need to do is just print this out and cut it. And then you'll be able to create this fun framed art. So that's totally free when you subscribe, or not subscribe, whenever you register. Okay, so we'll give you that. Oh, Corinne loves it. Mary Jo loves it. Yeah, totally sweet. And so you'll have all the directions and everything that you need. Okay, so I wanted to share that cute little sneaky peeky with you guys. And also, quick reminder, let me move some stuff before I have a big crash. Just a final reminder before we get rolling into the dude class that today is the last day for our Magnolia. So registration ends for our May Magnolia class. And I did a video on this, but in case you haven't seen it, these are simply stunning. We kind of made it a little bit wow-ish. And so there is the first card. You're going to do some blending with some Stampin' Blends. And then you're going to get glimmer paper and glimmery ribbon and glimmery gems in your kit. And so you'll be able to create these as well. I know glimmer just does not do justice online, right? You guys can't see how pretty and glimmery it is, especially when it's so gray outside. But yes, you're going to get the glimmer paper, the gems, the glimmer ribbon, and then you'll have the tutorial to make these projects using Magnolia Mood. So today is the last day to grab that. If you're a subscriber, you're automatically getting it. But I had a wow option add-on. So let me show you the wow cards that you can get. I'm sorry. So this is the class. You're going to get everything you need to make 2 of each of these. You're going to get the ribbon, the gems, and the glimmer paper, plus the tutorial. And then you can add on a wow class. So this is the wow, and you need to see this one particularly in person. It is a lot of cutting and a lot of coloring, but it creates a very 3D Magnolia. And it's gotten a little smushed because it's been in a bag waiting to come out and visit you. So there's one of the cards. Here is your second card using a little bit of heat embossing and some glimmer paper back there. And this one is not, I don't know, that's not it. This is the third project. So I will have a tutorial, a video tutorial and a written tutorial for this, and how you're going to create this. So this is going to be created, and then you're going to do the splotchy technique with some different colors and your blending brushes or sponges. So wow class is an add-on. You'll get the supplies you need, the video and the tutorial, but you can just get the Creative Escape if you want. But today is the last day, you guys. Today is it. All right, let's get back to what we're really here for. How many of us struggle with those masculine cards? I know I do. I tend to go with the pretty and the bright and the flowery and the ribbons and the gems. And as my farmer says, dudes don't want ribbon on their cards. I make an exception for linen thread. I think that's a very dude type thread because it's like maybe thin, like fishing line. I don't think dudes mind it too much. But if you're, close to my age, you may remember a movie called Dude, Where's My Car? I think it had Ashton Kutcher in it. I should have looked that up. I remember watching it, and it's just one of those like stupid humor movies when they have an evening that kind of is crazy and they can't find their car. So you guys love the plane set? Me too. Me too. So I did a little play on words, and I'm calling it Dude, Where's My Card? And we're using Adventurous Sky and the Designer Series paper. So this class is kind of what I'm calling a Stamp-A-Stack. So you're going to get, I think it's 4 projects, 2 of every project. But when you register by May 22nd, I'm giving you a bonus card. Okay, so you're going to get 1 extra card in your kit plus 11 extra in your tutorial, and I'll show you those in a little bit. So let's get rolling, shall we? Well, first of all, let's talk about Adventurous Sky. Totally forgot to tell you what page it's on, but it is in the new annual catalog. It is a die bundle. Okay, so you do get these dies, and they will work to cut out the pieces of, or the stamped images. Plus, you can create like a 3D paper airplane, which I love. And I'm going to share that with you in a moment. You'll need the Night of Navy ink pad or whatever color of your choice. But in class, you're going to get the roll of linen thread. You're going to get these cute little trinkets. I hope. I just noticed that they are non-orderable, but should be back in next week. So hopeful that you can, they'll be back so I can include those gems. If not, I'll sub something fairly equal. And then you're going to get half a pack of the Designer Series paper. Now I'm going to do something a little different this time around, and I am going to make sure that this sheet is full for you. So I'm going to send it in a big packet, but you're going to get half a pack of that. So I want to show this DSP for you guys. Oh my gosh, your grandson loves airplanes. Well, this will be perfect for him, I bet. All right, so here's your paper pack that you're going to get. And when I told you that I was giving you 11 bonus tutorials, that's because you're going to use this entire sheet of Designer Series paper and create super simple, quick and easy cards. Okay, so we've got some images here in different sizes. We've got a bunch of tags right down there. So I am going to keep this sheet intact instead of halving it so that you can get all the projects I'm going to share with you. Okay, so here is your DSP that is going to come with your class. So remember, half a pack. And I saw a couple demos using the same pack with the fishing suite. And I thought, well, that's so cool to just trade out to use the fishing to create more masculine cards, right? Just the paper itself kind of just lends itself to masculine, or maybe for it doesn't have to be. It can be feminine. Maybe you've got ladies that love this this neutral style too. But I tend to just say, I just need some dude cards. There we've got the pretty sky and the poofy clouds. There's your other side with gray plaid, and then these airplanes, which are super cute. And like the topographical map, is that the right word? Topographical? I don't know. Making it up today, making it up as we go. All right, so let's get this out of the way so that we can make some cards. All right, so here's the first card that we're going to create. I did very, very quick and simple for most of them because we are kind of doing it as a stamp, a stack. And we're using Copper Clay and Night of Navy. So we're going to fold that in half. Add our DSP to the front of our navy panel. And I'm going to choose, I think, to pull in that linen thread. So sometimes when I am creating cards, I'm not using gems. I'm not using any extras. Who stole my scissors? All right. The gnomes have been in my studio. They're not here, and that just infuriates me. All right. Hold, please. Okay, so sorry about that. No one takes the scissors from this space, but somebody did. I just have a little extra, so I'm just going to trim that right off. And then I'm going to take, this is actually the same DSP. So I cut two pieces, use the plaid, and then use the airplane on the other side. So what I was saying is I don't always add ribbon and gems until I get the card done and kind of see what works. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a little bit of linen thread on this one, I believe, because I'm going to include that in your class kit. So little linen thread here. And then, of course, you'll have the tutorial for this, so you know exactly what size to cut your paper. So we'll just wrap that right around that card base, and then we can attach that, or that card front, and then we can attach that to our card base. So if you guys make dude cards or more masculine cards, what's your go-to stamp set that you have on hand? I have a lot of different ones that I tend to use, but do you have a go-to one that you use to create more masculine cards? All right, let's get out our ink, and we're going to do You're the Best, plain and simple. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment, then punch, then add the airplane. So that way I know that I'm keeping it right within the boundary of the punch. And this is the modern label punch. I will actually have those punched out ahead for you. And I don't have an airplane. So let's see here. I don't think I got it out. And it needs to be the baby airplane. So let's make do with what we have. Okay, baby airplane. There we go. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. I'm going to need that later, so I'll set that aside. Add some Pop-Tarts, or as they're really called, Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I can take a little bit of linen thread, a little bit more, and maybe do a bow here on the side. And then I'm going to add some of those. They're called industrial trinkets. And there's two sides to them, which is pretty cool. So you can determine which size you like best. So let's take a closer look. So we've got one that kind of has like a little bit of a starburst, and then we have one that kind of looks like, and I don't know. So depends on either side. I can say these are a little thick. So the one thing that I would keep in mind is how thick they are and how you are going to mail them. So just word of caution is being careful on mailing thickness. Some post offices are a little more picky than others, is what I have found in my travels. Okay, so there is card numero uno. All right, I really like that with the ribbon, the twine. I think that kind of, oops, I got the dropsies today. Yeah, definitely like that with the twine. All right, let's check out card number 2. Okay, so I did a little bit ahead of time. This is a kind of, I don't even know if I want to say it's a technique. It's just a way that you're going to cut your paper a little bit and spread it out so it just has a different look to it. So we have got a copper clay card base. You can add some, let's do some linen thread on this one. I keep calling it linen thread. I don't know why. Linen thread. Since we've got it, let's use it. So wrap a bit of thread around here. And this is cool. Try this same card with a couple different patterns of paper. Okay, so you'll have lots of different patterns in your card pack. So try the same exact technique and just use some of the different colors of cardstock and different patterns of paper. I think it'll turn out super, super cool. All right, now before I put this on, I've got this piece cut here, and then I need to do some trimming on this piece. I also, ahead of time, stamped the biggest, I can't pick them up, the biggest cloud, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment right inside the cloud in the Night of Navy. Just flying by to say hi. So I did enjoy the sentiments of this one because you do get your Happy Father's Day if you need it. I know some of us don't. send out Father's Day, but you can take these cards and make them Father's Day should you need. You're the best, plain and simple. Of course, you've got a happy birthday, flying by to say hi to my friend, and you always lift me up. Or just grab another sentiment that you have on hand. So I know a lot of us don't just need Father's Day, we need birthdays or thinking of you, encouragement, that kind of stuff. So any sentiment, just fill it in, use the same stamp set and the same designer series paper, and you have some great masculine cards. So we've got that one. We've got this one. And now I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. So let me grab my paper trimmer, BRB. And let's see if she can remember how to cut this. Sometimes I make these and then I go to do a live and I'm like, how in the heck? Do you remember how you even did this? So we're going to start with a 1/2 inch. Yeah, so this is, let's do a measurement first. 3.5 by 3.5 square. And we're going to do a slice at 1/2 inch. And I know you guys love when I just like screw up in the middle of a live, because that makes us feel like we're all even, right? Now I need to do 3/4. So that was a 1/2, 3/4, and then 1. So they are not all equal when you're cutting these. Okay, that's the main thing to know. So we've got 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, and whatever this is left, maybe that's 1.5. I don't know. I don't do math. Math is hard. So now I take my plaid and I'm going to lay these out with a little bit of space in between them. So I don't want them super close, but I don't want them super far apart. We're just kind of spreading them out a smidge. And that this way I kind of get an idea where I need to start, because I kind of want them to be equal here on the back end. All right, how's that looking? Not too bad. So sometimes you also can put a little bit of adhesive down and just kind of tack them in place while you get your groove figured out of where you're going to place, for your placement. So I want to have equal on each end. So like I want to be equal up here, here and there. So I'm kind of eyeballing that a little bit. Just tack that for a second. Do the same on this one. That way you're not committing too early. And can move them if you need to. All right. I am pleased. I am pleased as punch. Sorry about my light there. All right. So let's add these for real now. And I will say the one adhesive that I do dig for this technique is the green glue. I do like that because you have a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that it's, that you can stick it or unstick it should you need. Okay. Oh, careful if you're taking that off. I put a little bit of adhesive on there, a little extra. Now, if you're doing this with a pattern and you don't really have to worry so much about your planes lining up. I'm trying to make sure my planes are lining up correctly. Oh yeah, MJ, I'm with you. I'm going to play with trusty tools this week. Just depends on who the people are in your life, right? I don't have fishermen. I don't have hunters. I have outdoorsy guys though, and definitely tool people. All right. So now we can add this one to our card, and I am going to stop myself and use dimensionals so that it has a little bit of lift. Airplanes need lift, right? All right, so we'll get that one on here. Then we can add our little flying by clouds. So I'm going to do dimensionals on those as well. And then we can finally add the little bit of linen thread on the side. I'm not going to add the gems to this one. I kind of feel like it's busy enough, but you definitely will have them in your kit, so you could totally do that. And don't forget, with this class, you're making 2 of every card. So this is an 8-card class. So one thing that I'm doing, I'll kind of share this now, and I do put this in my information. One thing that I'm doing to keep prices down. So you guys know we had a pretty significant jump on many things in our new catalog, one of them being cardstock and one of them being envelopes. And so I kind of did a poll of everybody to see what your thoughts were, and I talked about it on a live. If I kept my prices the same but didn't put envelopes in the kits, that's my plan for the rest of this year, to see how we like it, because it's really, sometimes when they increase prices to us, we have to increase prices, and that's a tough one. I hate to do it, but it is, it's part of life. So you will not receive envelopes in my classes anymore, but so I want to share something quickly here. When you do receive everything, it will be in a cello bag type thing. When they're in the kit, just be careful when you're pulling them out. So if you hold your kit this way, find your card base and then just pull, everything should stay together. So if you just take everything out of your card, you may notice that your little bits and pieces and parts kind of mesh together and you're not sure what goes with what card. Just make sure that you open your packets sideways, find the card bases, and then just pull everything so whatever's on top comes out along with the goodies. Okay, does that make sense? Am I explaining that correctly? Because I have a lot of times people just grab the kit, they just pull everything out, and then all these little bits, they're like, what goes with what? Of course, if that does happen to you, just check your tutorial. It will show you what parts go with which project. But that is one thing that is very helpful when you're opening up your card packs. So there is card number 2. Card number 3, we need to do a little bit of scoring. This is one of my favorite folds, and it is the storybook or bookbinding fold. I love this one. So super simple, but just something so different. So you're going to take your 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock Night of Navy, and you're going to score at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. All right, the next step is to fold your card base in half, and you'll have that extra fold right there. Can you see that fold right there? It's going to fold back on itself, okay? So I like to use my bone folder and make those scores nice and crisp. Hey, everybody, Marcia, Susie, Darcy, yay! Thanks for coming on and checking out my dude class. All right, so now we're going to take a piece of the designer series paper. This will be for the seam or the binding of the book. We'll add that right here in that small space we just created. And then we're going to add a bit of our linen thread. So I like to do 2 pieces. One thing is I am super cheap. I don't like to wrap it the whole way around, but some of you guys do, and that is a-okay. You absolutely can, but I'm like, I don't want to waste all that ribbon on the inside of my card where nobody's going to see it. So I make 2 pieces, and I'm just going to glue that, wrap it around, and tack it to the inside. Okay, make sure everything kind of looks good pretty straight there. Now I'm going to add more adhesive and I'm going to close this down. So we want it completely shut. Okay. Everybody with me so far? That's making sense. All right. Piece of designer series paper for the front. Uh-oh. All done. Get rid of the boogers on there. That is a key when you're changing your adhesive roll. Get rid of all those snots on there. That really does help. They kind of just build up after a while, but it does help when you get a new one to not have all those excess boogers. Nobody wants excess boogers. All right. Sorry about that. I was prepared though. I knew it was going to go empty here soon. Okay. Back on track. I have no idea where I have adhesive anymore. So we're just going to add that to the front of our base. And I have got some white on the Night of Navy. So we'll add that layer. Okay, keep on rocking and rolling here. All right, so ahead of time, I did a little bit of die cutting. This circle, oops, is from the Unbounded Love, I think it's called. Then I stamped basic gray ink, smoky slate paper, boho blue paper, Night of Navy ink, and did a couple of our clouds. So we're going to add, we die cut those out. So let's do a couple clouds up here in the sky. Then some dimensionals on our aeroplane. A couple bitty dimensionals work real well over here on the wings. So I do think I have some of those handy dandy. All right, so there's some of our mini dimensionals for that wing. So we've got our airplane flying high in the sky here. And then that little circle, we're going to take our Night of Navy, and this one will be a Happy Father's Day. So I did like this one because you can do Happy Father's Day, and then you do have the You're the Best, Plain and Simple, or You Always Lift Me Up, Flying By to Say Hi. They would kind of all lend themselves to being your inside sentiment. So I am liking when we have stamps that have something for the front and something for the inside. So happiest Father's Day. And then another little bit of ribbon just to kind of, or twine, just to kind of work with our theme here with that linen thread. I do like to use bows for my linen thread. I don't often tie knots, but when I do, I like to fray them so they look bigger. So I'm not going to do that on this one though. Okay, so you can kind of zhuzh your ribbon around, or your linen thread, and there you go. The one thing I was wondering is, do you think, I don't know, I thought about putting this gem right in the center of where the propeller goes around, but I wasn't sure. It felt a little bit big. So what do you guys think? Do you like that? Like that little gem in the propeller? You could do this side too, but I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I was digging that or not. And remember, you're getting 2 cards in this kit, so you could do one with and one without. I'm going to leave it off for now until I see what you guys think. So there's your storybook or book binding project. Okay, we have one more card. And it's this one. You think that, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but it just seems so big. It seemed kind of big and bulky. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel. Definitely on the biggest plane though, because using it on the small plane would not quite work. Okay. So do you spy the new Stampin' Up! Core color? Do you guys know the newest color we added to our family with this catalog? Not the in colors. Those are fleeting, but this is a permanent core color that we have. And so I wanted to make sure that I used it to showcase it to you guys because it definitely is well loved. Yep, Melinda is on it, baby. Melinda knew. Basic beige. Let me I got too excited here. I pushed a little bit too hard and I'm gumming up my. Now I have a heck of an issue. All right, back on track. Okay, we're all good. I wanted to get a piece of vanilla for you guys, and I think I have one. Hold on one second. I was using Very Vanilla, so I have just a little piece, and I'm not sure if this is going to show very well on video, but here is your basic beige. Here is your vanilla. And then here's your white. Okay. So can you see? Because sometimes when you look at it, you're like that by itself. You think, oh, that looks really close to Very Vanilla. But when you see them together in the threes, it looks like it's kind of taking on a grayish hue, but really it's not. It almost reminds me of between Vanilla and Sahara Sand. And Sahara Sand was one that I really, really liked. It was such a good neutral color. So that's it. That's your basic beige, the newest color to the family. Welcome. Then I've got some Knot of Neve and some of our designer series paper. So these were scraps that were laying around on my table, and I thought I hate to do anything, like throw them away. And so what can you do with all those little scraps that you end up with? Use them in your cards. Row. I totally lost it. Alrighty, here it is. So you could use any of these designer series paper. Oh, it picked up some cat hair on the floor. How nice. Cat hair is just an embellishment, right? Okay, we've got that one. And then we have this one. So you could make any kind of pattern here. Okay, this one needs to scooch just a little bit. Okay, so we're adding that to our card base now. You could also emboss this piece if you wanted to, the beige piece. I did not, but I think it would look great with a little bit of embossing just to give it a little bit of 3D. We're going to take our white circle and stamp happy birthday because we all know we always need birthday cards. Okay, and then ahead of time, I stamped the airplane in Night of Navy on basic beige and die cut that out. So a little bit of Pop-Tarts here, or dimensionals as the outside world calls them. And I'm just going to have it hover kind of right down here. And then I'm going to do adhesive on the airplane and a little pop dot on his tail. Cute, yes? Cute. All right, so this is my Dude, Where's My Card class. If you're just joining us, this is my class. It's open right now. Registration is actually in the description of this video. So you can hop over there and I'll have all the details in there. This is an in-person class. So if you are local to me, you can come to my studio, use my stamps and ink, and create this class. It will be held on May 31st, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. You get to make everything here, or you can get it to go, because I know some of you all are not my local people. So here are your cards. Okay, all 4 of those, you get to make 2 of every card. It's going to contain half a pack of designer series paper, the industrial gems, and the roll of linen thread, plus your tutorial and your supplies. Okay, now the one thing I was telling you is if you register by the 22nd, I'm giving you a bonus project. So let's check it out, shall we? You're going to make a slimline card. So these fit in the, like, what are they called? Letter envelopes or something like that. So I'll have everything cut and prepped and ready for you. But there is that really cool airplane. Isn't it neat? I love it. So I did it in copper clay and Night of Navy. It's super easy, you guys. Sometimes we have those dies that have so many itty bitty stinking pieces to put together to create something that it drives me nutso. This is 2 dies. So the body of the airplane is 1 and the overlay is another. So it's 2 dies, of course. Well, I should say 3, because then you have to put your propeller on. But I did add the little banner that he tows as well. So this hooks on this little banner. That's the I don't know, hooker. Is that what that's called? The hooker goes on the back of the airplane and hooks to the banner. So just imagine you're sitting at the beach and enjoying the ocean and the sun, and all of a sudden this little airplane goes across the sky wishing you happy birthday, right? You guys all know what I'm talking about. The little sky banners. Okay, so that is your bonus for free when you take my class. But then I told you I was going to give you a tutorial with extra projects. So you're not going to get the supplies. You already will have the paper. I'm just going to give you the directions for cutting. Okay. So we took that one piece of designer series paper and we're going to make all of these projects from it. All you have to do is simply stamp. Okay. So there's 1, 2, let's go up a little bit here. Okay. You'll already have the gems, right? And you'll have the paper. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally 11. Okay, so I'm going to have the dimensions that you'll need for that, plus your free bonus, and then everything to make 8 cards. It's a steal, you guys. It's a steal. I just fell in love with this and went haywire creating, and I have to offer it to you guys. So that is Dude Where's My Card. Okay, registration ends May 22nd. Details are in the description. So all you need to do is click the link. It will take you there and tell you all of the things. If you already have all of it, because I know a lot of you guys are demonstrators, you can just purchase the tutorial. Okay, so you don't need to get the paper and all that good stuff. All right, my loves, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this class as much as I did. And don't forget about Magnolias. That ends today. You can find the link in there as well. And if you have any questions or anything, hit me up and let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week for What's Up Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be right here. Stay tuned on my social media because I'm going to be posting information on my Little Yellow House retreat. So I'll be sharing some information as we go through my retreat this weekend. And if you guys want some information on Little Yellow House to maybe have your own craft gathering, retreat, or whatever you want to do. I was talking about that with some of my friends, how important it is for us to get away from things, whether we're crafting or not. I met a bunch of crafters yesterday and got to hang out with them for the day. I'm going to share some information about that a little bit later on as well. And, they said, do you have to just use Stampin' Up! If we come to your retreat? Heck no. There's too many items out there to keyhole yourself to one. So I'm not picky. I use Stampin' Up! Because I get my discount. I'm a demonstrator. But it's all about the gather, right? Getting together, sharing food, sharing laughs, staying up too late, eating too much, like making yourself sick because you're having such a good time. And it's about crafting and creating. Craft whatever you want. You could sew, you could quilt, you can crochet, you can stamp, you can scrapbook. But you know what? If you want to read a book in bed, sleep in, watch TV all weekend, it's okay to do that too. So that's what Little Yellow House is going to offer. Just some fun, laughter, love, and memories. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends. Bye-bye.